process. The way that the NFL goes about doing this is through the Fritz Pollard Alliance. They're just an organization who comes in and conducts investigations on interviews just to make sure everyone is being true to the spirit of of the rule. And some things that they could do for this situation is just finding out were they good, what kind of phone calls that he was out making. Was he mentioning that he was going to hire his best friend as the coach and trying to deter them from even coming on an interview uh, just because he wanted to hire his friend, or was he being authentic and really wanting to give them a chance to do so? And then they also conduct follow up interviews with the candidate and ask them questions about it, the interviewing process. And so for the situation, they could ask and figure out why all these people denied visits. Um, if they find some sort of common theme in there that he was mentioning, that the top runner was his best friend and kind of bragging about him, then that would be a reason to kind of throw them off. And especially knowing that this rule is out there, they might feel like they're just getting kind of used to meet this quota and don't really have a chance. So that's a big thing, just to make sure that all this is authentic. And if this wanted to apply like a college level, maybe the conference that the school is in, does this, have an organization whose job it is to determine this, the authenticity of it. Yep. So next, we'll kind of look at the consequential decision-making process for the following question. If I were the commissioner in this situation, would I have fined and publicly scolded the general manager money? So the consequential decision-making process involves 5 steps. First is just to describe the moral problem in detail. Second is to determine your possible options given the circumstances. Third, determine who will be affected by each option and how. 4, determine which option will bring the greatest amount of good to the greatest number of people. And then the fifth and last action is to just engage in the optimal decision there. So as far as our situation goes, first, I think the moral dilemma here is, do you want to hold yourself accountable and stick to the rules and the standards that you set, or are you going to bend a little bit and start making exceptions because there was no rules put in, as far as we know, as far as guys you have to reach out with. And this could be a difficult situation just because you're usually on a time limit. You want to, guys are consistently moving in and out, usually after the season. So you're trying to bring a guy in quick that can, still a good fit, but they come in and just keep things rolling from the previous season. So the time constraints could be somewhat challenging there. So do you, kind of give, or do you hold true to what you set forth? The second thing, determine the possible options given the circumstance. Really, there's 3 options. The first one is you could call them out, as the commissioner in our case study did. The second one is you could do it privately. Just kind of call them in, let them know that what he did was unacceptable, and that if he wants to keep his job and remain in the conference, that he's going to have to follow the rules, and whether it means waiting a little bit longer to hire a coach, or getting on the phone for a few more hours a night just to reach out to people, and then that's what he needs to do. And then the third option is just to kind of ignore the situation and just hope it doesn't happen again, I guess is somewhat of a realistic option given the circumstance. So then determining who will be affected by each option.